All right, so we are going to make this in Photopea. The Photoshop version is already posted. So first thing I'm going to do is File Open and open up this file here. Next thing I need to do is I need to select the subject. Now, in this case, in Photoshop, we can do a quick select. Here we're going to use the pen tool, and we're going to do no fill and just an outline. Do it in black. And just click right along the edges. The more little clicks you make, the more accurate it will be. If you need to make a curve, you just click and drag it. And we can clean this up once we're done. So click and drag. You might want to fast forward this part just a little bit. Great. Once we close that up, and then we are going to make sure that's on path, and then make a selection. All right, so now we have a selection made. And what I'm going to do is we want to be back on this layer. It started out with a shape, so unfortunately, I really don't need that layer. Get rid of it. And we're going to hit the layer mask. Oh, sorry. Right there. Hit the layer mask. Ah, there we go. Now, in order to clean this up, we can just go to the brush tool and make sure this is set to default. And we will paint black and white on here. So what we'll do is we'll clean this up and get rid of some of this blue. Okay, what I was doing is I was painting on that layer mask there. All right, so the next step is I'm going to get rid of that shape layer. Is we're going to go here and we are going to go to gradient fill. Double click here, and this is our first color we're going to enter, and that's going to be FC82A4. Click OK. Our next stop is 7DD8EF. Click OK. And we're going to bring that right under there. So see, some of this blue did disappear. I want to get a little bit more right here. All right, excellent. That's looking pretty good. Next piece that we're going to do is we're going to put some clouds in here. So I'm going to go File, Open in Place, and go to the cloud document. Let's make sure this goes right in between. I'm going to go Edit, Free Transform, and place those wherever you want. Hit Enter, And I'm going to lower the opacity on this. There we go. Excellent. Next piece I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the shape, and I'm going to go to the ellipse tool. I'm going to make this fill just a bright yellow. Shift and Option will move it right from the center. Not doing too good so far. There we go. And I can move this wherever I want. Again, holding down Shift and Option will take it right from the middle. And there we go. I'm going to hit Enter, and I'm going to lower the opacity on this as well. I might bring it a little bit lower depending on how much blue I have here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a layer mask. Whoop. Add a layer mask to that shape. Go to your gradient tool and just click a line up here. What that did is that did the gradient on a mask, or on the mask, so that it blends in. If you find that this isn't working, don't worry about it. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is make a new layer. And I'm going to go to my brush tool, and I'm going to choose like a blue, more of a teal there. And I'm just going to paint right over her eyes. Scary there. Click on the overlay, and I can lower the opacity so it's not so there, just a little hint of color. Again, we're going to now File, Open in Place, and we're going to take this piece here, bring it so it somewhat fits in that bubble. I'm going to change the blend mode to multiply, and that blends it in pretty well, but I still have some edges here. I can do two things. I can add a layer mask and just hit the default there. Make sure black is on the foreground. And my layer mask is selected. That will erase it. And I'm going to do is, just going to get those edges right there. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to paint this bubble blue. Really any color that I want. Let's try that. Blend mode is going to be color. I'm going to lower the opacity. And in this case, I'm going to erase some of the pieces on the outside. Make it fit. And fine tuning. All right, so what we should do is we should come out with something that looks a little bit like this, and we should be good.